my goodness. It's already what, Monday? Sheesh.
Yeah.
Let's get this Queen's
Mhm.
recap going, y'all. Hey, sorry that I am late. Well, we are late. A little bit of technical difficulties on my end, but you know how that is when you trying to do your thing on here or whatever. But welcome to the Queen's recap. We're going to talk about everything that we absorbed in from that show. I don't know about YouTube, but I it was
Hmm.
so much I got from that broadcast from those women. I'm like, oh my God, so many questions, so many things that made me reflect on my own life. How did y'all feel about the show about Queens? The first episode. I'm gonna ask Angel because Vonda, obviously you were there. You hosted it. How did you feel about it, Angel? Did you
You
get
know,
so much from it?
well, first I want to say that the whole concept of the show, I love. I love women, and I love empowerment of women in all forms. So I was very interested to sit and listen to the show, and I did get a lot from it. First of all, even though I may be familiar with a couple of the ladies, I did not know their journey to womanhood, and I found it very interesting that even though everyone had kind of the same goal of empowering women and helping them get through things, everybody had their own journey, their own pathway to womanhood.
Hmm.
And, hearing the stories, um, hearing the struggles, um, I just love that nobody was the same. It's like we're the same, they were the same, but not the same. Um, I found out a lot about them that I definitely did not know. Um, Not that I'm privy to their personal lives or anything like that, but I connected because I felt like, how can I put this? I felt like they not only kind of understood different things, but they can have true empathy, true empathy.
Hmm.
Um, like I said, everyone had their own journey, their own path to womanhood and what queendom means to them. And hearing their backstory makes me want to know what their opinion is about a lot of things. I think that I think Kanisha had said it on the show that um, everybody. I forget how she put it. I put it down here, but I don't know what I have like a lot of stuff written down here, notes and stuff that I took from the show. But I think Kanisha was up there mentioning how um, she was mentioning a little bit about the similarities and her struggles, and I was listening to Michelle talk about her struggles. I mean, I all of them. I'm not even going to give. I'm gonna have to give credit to all of them. Tamia, Kanisha, Michelle. What is it? Ariel, Lee,
Hmm.
even you, Smack. I know you more than I know any of the rest of them. I know Tamia a little bit, but I don't know Kanisha or Michelle or Ariel or Lee. But hearing their backstory made me kind of perk up and really want to know what they had to say. Um, and it's just interesting. It's interesting how we all are women, how we all have a same goal, but nobody lived each other's life. There's no two alike at all. Completely
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Um, and that's going to make me continue to watch because I'm so interested in their viewpoint and their opinion on certain things because of their experiences. So I absolutely love the show. I think that people are going to get some good advice, some good suggestions, um, some good education, some good resources. Just from that show, the one show, just from the one show, I got a lot of resources. I got a lot of suggestions. Um, Opened my eyes to other people's journey. Because yes,
Where y'all at?
I think that Angel done disappeared. So, until she comes back, Vonda, you hosted the
I
show.
don't know
Oh,
what
they
happened.
go
I guess
Angel.
I booted out, but. That's it. I'm gonna let somebody else speak for a while.
Okay.
I was like, "Where's Angel?"
Don't know what
So,
happened. I'm up here talking. I'm not even touching my phone. It's kind of tilted up. It just kind of went out on me.
It's all good.
oh,
Um,
okay.
what was your
As the
question, Pierce?
host, as the host, how was it talking women, all those different personalities? It just seems like to me watching it and streaming it, I couldn't absorb everything. How did you manage all of that, and what was your takeaway from the show?
My takeaway, let me tell you, I really, in the beginning, Kanisha was having problems connecting, and she is definitely a boy mom. I follow her on social media, and just hearing her story, it was empowering. She didn't, I felt like for that person, for that woman that's out there that maybe has an idea in her head for a business venture, just listening to Kanisha's story, she was determined to do, what she does, and she does it fiercely, fierce. What is it? Fiercely, she does it, and in the short time that I've been following her, I love how she educates the community using her social media platform. And then listening to Michelle's, her lived experiences with just trying to come out there and be her own brand. And Lee, oh my gosh, Lee, I never, I don't, I know Lee because Lee is from the entertainment side. Didn't know she advocates like she did, but just for her to be so transparent and share with everyone her her challenges, and when she was a child sharing that story, it touched my heart. It made me be even a little more transparent and share some things, about myself. It also confirmed for me that I need to stop holding myself back and tell my story truly and authentically. So seeing someone who I feel is male centered, and I hope I'm saying this correct. I know you'll correct me if not. We both don't like them labels, you know what I'm saying? But to hear her tell her story and stand firm in it, I think she know that she got a group of sisters that's going to be there to support her and to help her. Um, and then Ariel sharing how she feels, and I know her from a whole different side of things as a, but sharing her story about how she stands firm and tall, that should, I just feel like everybody's story should have gave, and even Tamia speaking, should have gave every female who was watching it, and even if they weren't female, say they were a male watching it should have enlightened them, because that show, the questions I selected, was so that people could get to know the panel. And I think that they got to meet our panel and to see that everyone is different. I love how everyone is transparent, especially Tamia, with everything that she may be fighting in her head mentally, and then I'm not saying mentally in a bad way, but to stand with your head high as a trans woman in a world where many may not want to respect that you're a trans woman. I feel how transparent she was, it will help other trans women, and I feel like she dropped some jewels for them. And even for allies, to see allies, taught them some things too, allies to that community, and even taught people who maybe not know that community of the trans community, I think it's gonna be. I think she dropped a little education so you could understand how she felt, why she feels the way that she does, and why she decided to go ahead and transition. You see what I'm saying? Lots of times the story needs to be told so that people can understand it instead of living off of what someone told him how it's supposed to be, the stereotypes. I felt like to me it broke some stereotypes last week. But all in
Wow.
all, I feel like this panel here definitely, definitely. I mean, I can't wait to tune in next week to listen to the show. It's doing what it needs to do because for everyone, like Angel said, when it comes to womanhood, everybody is standing in their truth, right? But everybody's story is different. But at the end of the day, I walked away feeling empowered in who I am as a queen.
Wow. Wow. You took away a lot, Vonda, and I agree with both you and Angel. Um, but I wanted to play a clip because I did take clips of the ladies, like some of their most, for me, the most impactful moments that just struck me like, whoa. But before I play one of those clips, who did you identify with the most? For me, I'm going to say Lee, and after you guys tell me who you identify with, then I'll go ahead and play Lee's clip and then share why exactly I identified with her the most. Angel, who did you see yourself in?
I actually identify with Ariel. I don't know if you want me to get into why now or whether you want to play the clips and stuff first, but that's who initially, because I felt a connection with each one. Each one had a story that was similar to something like mine. You know what I mean? Some moment in my life, I could understand, I could empathize with some of the stories, but I probably found myself more going when Ariel spoke. I'm like, you know what? That's how I am. That's what I like. That's what I do. But I don't want to take anything away from the other queens because I connected a little bit with each one. I mean, I know that, some people may connect with one more than the other, but I connected a little bit with each one, but I have to say Ariel. Ariel's probably more like me, wanting to um, kind of be behind the scenes and help people get started or help them get through what they need to get through. Um, yeah, that's who I connected the most with for that particular episode or stream or show.
Um, for me and the person that I am today, I'm gonna say I connected with Kanisha because I don't care how nobody feel about me. I'm gonna be me. I don't worry about what other people, you know, have to say about me. I'm gonna still keep my head high and stand firm on what I believe in. And I'm gonna say who I am today. Now there were parts of everyone's story that I like Angel that I saw myself in, especially Lee, because I can remember being in first grade and they trying to tell me my mom that that there was I had a learning curve and I ain't had no learning curve. I was just above the class and it was boring, and having my mom having to advocate and they had put me in the class and noticed that I was actually accelerating. It was because I mean I just wasn't speaking and I would finish my work and then sometimes because I didn't understand while I had to be in this class, you know what I'm saying? But I knew my work, but they thought that something was wrong with me because I was silent. I didn't speak. I wouldn't, if the teacher called on me, I wouldn't answer. I was just silent. So that was me younger. And I kind of related to, what Lee said. Now with Michelle talking about you know, growing up, I related, like Angel said, I related to a little bit of everything that everyone said. I could say, hey, that happened in my life, but who I related to the most was Kanisha and who I am today.
Okay. So I'm gonna play this clip. I'm gonna try to pull it up from Lee. I guess I could just share mine. I identify with Lee because I understand the struggle, the continuous struggle in your life, your personal life, and then the struggle of going through and then realizing who you are, and then you want to turn around and pull everyone else out of the rubble. Lee mentioned that she had some hardships with her family. I, just I don't. I'm not really, I'm not always transparent about my story, and or maybe not even transparent. I don't always get to share it. I myself wasn't raised by my parents. I was raised by my aunt and uncle, to which I called them grandma and grandpa, and it was a lot of different things I experienced in that household, but hopefully I get to share that another time. But just, the part where Lee said she was I'm gonna let Lee tell it in the video, but to get to this place, I was pistol whipped. Was a widow. Um Geez, my life has just been so difficult, verbally abused, um so many things to get to where I am today. But when you see me, people seem to believe it was a cakewalk, in which it was not. I had to go through my trials and tribulations, like most Christians say. But I'm gonna play Lee's video. Her video hit me the most because it's a testament to, no matter what you go through, you can get up, stand, and not just stand for yourself, but stand for other people. Let me get this video and pull it up with Lee.
And I'm a survivor. I'm a fighter. I was nonverbal till I was 9, raised in an environment of abuse. I came out when I was 12, and in doing so, my brother shot me and my mother stabbed me 17 times, thinking that that would keep me from being gay. Didn't work. I built businesses. I found love. I buried a wife of 30 years. I found myself through drag. Started working in the community. And so I think that if a person outside of my brand, I think I'm a warrior who decided that pain was not going to define me and that I would define myself with purpose.
I found that very powerful. And
Definitely.
after I heard Lee say that, it made me reflect back into me. And I'm like, wow, just for her being brave enough to say what she been through, it made me, be able to face all the things that I've been through and say, yeah, it didn't make me less than, it made me who I am. And it takes sometimes that that experience, not to say I want people to go through that, but those experience makes you, stronger. So my next question is, all of us are advocates and some form of activists, right? Was any of that born out of pain, like myself and like Lee? Did you experience any real hardships that actually brought you to the place that you are now? I'm going to start with Angel first.
I'm gonna try before I get booted out again because I don't know what's going on. My thing keeps taking me out. Um, I have to say that no, mine did not. I did not. Where I'm at now did not come out of any pain or struggle. Um, I really didn't have a hard journey as far as trauma. It was more um, realizing who I am and really trying to let people understand that I am who I am, not because of trauma. Not all of us, uh, experienced trauma on levels that some of us have. And I'm one of the fortunate ones who did not. I have a very welcoming family for me, and I say for me because I have male family members who didn't get that type of welcome. I had a family who looked at a woman being gay as not that serious, so they didn't give me much trauma. They just accepted whatever, thinking it's a phase. And when they realized it wasn't a phase, it was still accepted more than maybe my male family members. So I didn't go through a lot of trauma that some people went through. Um, and I think that's also because, um, and I think we talked about this before, P, like we can go into a room and nobody knows. They just automatically assume um, we're hetero or whatever. So we have to worry about other things, somebody of color, being a woman or anything like that. It wasn't necessarily, for me, it wasn't necessarily about my sexuality. So that's why I kind of relate to Ariel because I feel like even though I did not go through a lot of real serious trauma, um, it still was hard to live in my truth just because I didn't want to rock any boats. And now that I'm living in my truth, I just want to kind of help young ladies, young men, whomever, know that it's okay. Even if you didn't go through any serious trauma, it's okay. Your struggle is still your struggle. Acceptance is still a struggle. Um, and I like how she was talking about boundaries. That's one thing that I had to deal with is boundaries. Because of what I may appear to be to people, they seem to let their hair down and show their true colors. So boundaries was my big thing. It wasn't so much trauma.
Thank you, Angel. Smack, turn your car light on.
I'm sorry. There we go. Let me see if I get that better.
Yes. Was
All
your
right.
activism born out of pain like Lee? A painful moment?
My activism, I've shared yes, it comes from trauma. I'm going to talk about, the different things that I active that I advocate for, like for the police reform, probation reform. I'm not. I am a person who's had to get out of I was in my job vehicle, which was a cab at the time, is where I worked during the summer in between college semesters. And I'll never forget the day I had to get out of that car with many guns on me and had to get down on my knees, put my hands behind my head, how I was pushed down to the ground, handcuffed, only to find out that they didn't know that there were several cabs that looked like mine, but they thought that the passenger in my car, which was a 70-year-old woman, thought that worked at the hospital volunteering and thought that we had just robbed a bank. And I'll never forget how I was treated as a black gay woman in Salisbury, Maryland. There was no apology. They just all hurried up, got back in their cars, never said, I'm sorry, just said, took the cuffs off and said, you're free to go. I will never forget that day, and it's where my activism started. It's where I realized that my trauma is not other people's trauma. The fierceness that I felt in me wanting change is not everybody else's. And I had to find people who went through that same type of trauma, being identified by police. And I went up there, trying to seek answers. and to get an apology, and I never got that apology. And that was back in the 90s. And then when I look at what I went through wanting to be free and be myself as a gay, black, liberated woman back in the early 90s, it wasn't accepted in my city. And they looked at me like I was crazy. I'll never forget when I went and got my hair cut. I was bald on the sides, had the high top fade like Ken and Play. Like I was living in my truth, but it wasn't accepted in my community and my city. And the way that I was treated made me want to advocate it even more so that other people wouldn't have to go through it. And I felt like the people I was hanging with, they didn't have that fierceness like I did. So I had to find other people who felt the same way that I did. Like, yo, I'm not going to be out here. I want to live my life, free. And it took for shows like MTV, Real World, where they put people from the LGBTQIA community onto these shows because one of the things I was fighting was family members not accepting me. And shows like that help my family see, those family members who had a problem see that I can still be loved. I'm still Vonda. I'm still, you know, your family member, your cousin, your niece or whatever, and still can be loved. And me, I didn't know how to bring that out. I was always hollering and screaming. I'm not like that now, and it feels good to show people how to advocate for themselves to want to see change. And I like to see change in the form of bills and laws and ordinances.
Thanks, Vonda. So, wow. See, I told y'all we got a lot from that what 2 hour show, just
We
so
did.
much. Now, speaking of
We
Ariel
did.
and Angel released to Ariel, I have a clip from her, and she said something that had me like, what? I was like, I never even thought about what did Ariel say? Oh my goodness, because it was just so much. She posed the question, do you struggle with the self plate? And for a moment I had to go back like the self plate. Wait a minute, what is that? But then as she went into it, I said, oh God, maybe that is me. So I'm gonna play a clip from Ariel. Do you struggle with the self plate?
Mhm.
um, really is different than when I first started it. I mean, you learn some lessons the hard way, unfortunately, but that would be the one that would be the struggle that I learned, and then the guilt because you do have so many things to do, and you always feel like I always felt like I was spinning plates, right? Like so, anytime I took my eye off something else, like another thing was being left unattended and possibly to fall and shatter, like with my family, with myself. And obviously I think a lot of women struggle with the self plate the most being a priority. So like, when you're trying to have a business and possibly a job and kids and parents and partners, and that self one doesn't seem like it's worth the effort to run all the way over there to, give it a little bit of time and attention. But um, that's where I struggle a lot as a woman in business.
That's what's up. I love
So do y'all struggle with the self plate, trying to find that balance? I know I do. But I'm not gonna ramble on. I'm gonna let y'all tell me. Do y'all struggle with the self plate? I thought that was an interesting way of posing the question, the self plate. Angel, this is your girl. Y'all
I
relate.
know,
Tell
right?
me.
Actually, when I listened to her, I started off. I don't think I struggle with that now, but there was a time, yes, trying to be everything to everybody and do everything and help everyone. And I in the beginning, I did. I don't consider myself struggling with it
Okay, Miss Smack.
it.
Do you
Well,
struggle with the self plate? Yes.
what you mean? Yes. I don't think I struggle with the self plate. And the reason I say that is because I have a schedule. I use a schedule and myself an hour every day that is for me. But one would looking in would think that I am doing a lot, but there's a reason why I'm doing a lot because I am an advocate, I am an activist, I am an organizer, which calls for me to continue to find my people that feel the same way as I do so that we can get true reform on certain issues. You see what I'm saying? Now I can see how my other half may think that I got all kind of plates spinning, but just know that one of the things in order for any movement or any any issue campaign you working on, you got to have people who feel the same way, and you also got to have. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Oh
you.
man.
I can hear you. I don't know where Vonda went, but I definitely could hear you. Now I cannot hear you. I heard you before.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we could hear you.
Can
We could
y'all
hear you
hear me?
before.
I can
Yes,
now that I'm back in.
yes,
All right,
I
I
can
don't
hear
hear. I
you.
guess something happened to Peach's live because I can't. I know I got frozen for a minute. But anyway, that's one looking in. I can see how my other half would think that I got all kind of plates spinning. But you all. I'm always looking for my people, as Ella J. Baker says. And but I do give myself now in 2025. I do give myself what do you call it? Time for self. And that's when I totally tune out from being an advocate and I do something that makes me feel good, whether it's affirmations, whether it's sitting in my car at the park, getting my downloads from the sun. I take an hour out for self every day and have been for a while now. And I'm true to my time management. Instead of speaking with everybody, I'll send them a link so they can set up a meeting to speak with me one on one. And I'm keeping it real. I do now recently. People know about this new hat that I wear. I got everybody sending. They be calling me all hours of the night. So now I got to start turning off my phone, like maybe turning the ringer off because of situations that are going on in my city that's violating people's civil rights. So I'm gonna leave it there, Peach.
All right. So, do I struggle with the self plate? Ariel, I could kill you, but yes, I do. My life is
Okay, she not
so,
there.
no, I'm here. My life is
I
so
don't know what
complex.
happened.
She's
Um,
there. I can hear.
and
Oh, I
the
can't hear her.
reason the reason why I say it's
I
so
don't even see her
complex,
picture.
Vonda, you're talking over me. So let me go back. My life is so complex, and I do struggle with all the multiple plates I have because my plates aren't um, small, minute plates. They are extra large, jumbo size family platters. Um, on the personal side, I have two people within my household that struggle with uncurable illnesses. That's two jumbo size plates. I'm also the head. I have a daughter that's going to med school. She's going off in, I guess, January. She just graduated from Howard. That's a jumbo size plate. And then outside of my household, I'm also the founder of two nonprofits. again, which is two jumbo size plates. That's I am me, and then what you're watching now, House of Peach, because I feel like the messaging and what we put out into the community is important. So I try to keep those plates going. And then for as for my day, I guess you could consider me an advocate in my daytime, my career in nursing and taking care of someone, being there, being present. So again, all my plates are jumbo size plates. So thank you, Ariel, for making me think about this. And I don't even know how where could I find where's the balance and all that when you have jumbo size plates. But all right. So all these fabulous ladies, all these points, right? So we talked about Lee, we talked about Ariel, we touched on Kanisha and being holistic and how she managed her critical illness with doing natural things, to which she harped on people aren't normally really open to natural products. So the question for you guys, I know Vonda, I already know the answer for you, but I don't know Angel what your answer will be. Do you incorporate natural holistic things into your diet or practices or medicines to help you with any condition, critical illness? Like Kanisha, I will get with Angel first.
You know what? It's crazy because I'm not one. I don't like popping a lot of pills and stuff. So um, I don't know if it's a sign of just getting older or whatever, but going more less processed stuff and all that kind of stuff putting in my body. But yes, I do uh, partake in cannabis, so that helps me. And y'all were talking about your own time, and I think Pete talked about this before. Me time. It's very important for me to have my me time. Um, Vonda, I think it's great that you have an hour, but I know my me time is I have to have at least about two or three to myself, maybe in a dark room or maybe just with no noise, maybe a fan or some music in the background. But I have my own mantra. I have my, um, my Mother Nature relaxation, um, and I do meditate. I have to at some point clear my mind um, with everything that's going on, be it professional, be it personal, um, be it the community, be it the neighborhood, be it the city. Um, but that's what I do. My ultimate relaxation would be to sit with some kind of natural scene, be it the ocean, be it a forest, be it the mountains. I don't care, just something natural and calming. Um, Having a few toasts and just kind of saying my mantra and clearing my mind. That's pretty much about it. And then it's back on the grind.
Okay. What about you, Vonda? I know you got all these little holistic things that go on with you.
Yeah, I got a lot of holistic things. I'm just gonna. I wanted to let Angel know that that hour is the minimum. I gotta get my hour a day, but Pierce to tell you, sometimes it can turn into 3 and 4. Um, I have taken her to the beach where I go, and she just like, I've taken her to Port Mahon. It's just not her thing. But if I'm in, that's where I like to go. I get to hear nature, and things of that nature. I get to see the different birds. I've become a bird lover, wanting to look up, see what kind of birds or what. The other thing is, I holistically I brought in RSO into my life as well as cannabis. I'm not an everyday cannabis person, but I do have gummies. Thanks to one of my oncologists who helped me get my card so that I can go to the dispensary. So I'm a gummies person and a vape person. It allows me to relax more and it helps with the pain. I can tell you, I am now on half of the pills. I was taking a lot of pills, fighting cancer, and I don't even take that many pills right now. The pills I take are to help treat the cancer that's in my body that I will have for the rest of my life. And I also take a high blood pressure, which I may be off of that soon because my blood pressure has been lower than they've ever seen it in all the years I've been on blood pressure medicine. And it's because I also eat right. I try not. I used to eat a lot of processed food. I do not eat a lot of processed food now. A lot of it is all natural food. I'm doing something that Pierce does all the time, which is drink more water than I do sodas. I have eliminated sodas out of my life. So yeah, I do a lot of holistic things. I got to give a shout out to the RSO. I honestly think that that is one of the things that has helped me. I digest it daily. For people who don't know what RSO is, it's Rick Simpson oil. Um, it is it's the oil from how do you explain it? It's the oil from like marijuana. Let me put it like that. Cannabis, excuse me. I'm gonna stop saying marijuana. From cannabis. And I was educated about it from the advocates for cannabis. So yeah, a lot of holistic, and I've never been that type of person before. There's a lot of good things and natural herbs. I am also this is something new that I started, and it's the hibiscus um, and the ginger shots. I feel like um, the ginger shots give me an extra boost of energy, especially when you're taking chemo, oral chemo. Your energy can leave your body. I could take a shot of ginger, these ginger shots that I got, and they're all natural, or throw some hibiscus into my water. I just feel like I got more energy, and I feel like my helps my immune system. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I ain't gonna give out all my secrets.
Well, for me, I'm always on Operation Nomads. So if I got to deal with the pain, I'll deal with the pain. One person that I love, and I struggle. Well, you may not know, I struggle with diabetes. I love Dr. Africa, and I started listening to him when I was in my early 20s, and one thing he said is that most of our issues is because of our diet, and leafy green vegetables will help with so many of the ailments that we have. So my thing is incorporating lots of leafy green vegetables. I know Smack is probably tired of eating leafy green, but that's what works for me. And of course, through my mom, exercise. So I have to step that part back up because I let myself go. But either way. So you know what, Kanisha, thank you. Yeah, for encouraging us to be more holistic and the viewers. So the next queen and video that I'm going to play is Tamia. I loved Tamia. I loved everything that she said. I love that she was very transparent with her status, which she is HIV positive. I thought that was very brave, considering that she's a part of the LGBTQ plus community, the
Hmm.
stigma, and how people view us in general. Because I'm a firm believer that a lot of homophobes think that everybody in the community has HIV, which is not the case. But if you do, it's not a death sentence. So I'm going to play a video from Tamia. And the next question I have is, what is a woman? What is a woman? Let me play this video by Tamia.
Being a woman. in most aspects, and questioning my ability to handle things as I guess a woman should. Um, Being trans, you're already born on the wrong foot. You have to fight different battles just to feel comfortable in yourself. Um, and I feel as though also finding myself, um, as I have my nephew right here, go decide. Um, as I kind of struggle with advocating and having affirmation in me being a woman, it does kind of hurt when you have people questioning just how much of a woman you are by simply opening my
Mm.
mouth, because I understand that my voice is a little deeper. I might look like Betty and I sound like Barry. I get it. But it does hurt when you have just the person who you know, or the person you know you are meant to be, is questioned from everybody just on the simple basis of their
Mhm.
small mind, when they can't open the capacity to
Mhm.
realize that some things don't have to go or get done the same way you do them. And I feel as though being a queen and battling struggles of identity, you have to realize, like, to clean a house, it doesn't have to be cleaned a certain way. To run your life, it doesn't have to be run a certain way.
Mhm.
You find your
Mhm.
own way, you find your own walk, you hold your hair up, whether it be no hair at all, or you have a full on 18-inch crown like I have one. Um, it's
Mhm.
just the struggle of finding and affirming who you are.
To me, it said a lot there. And when I was watching her last Tuesday, I often, and I like to read people's statuses on social media. I like to surf through YouTube, and it's always this question of what is a woman, what makes us women, what defines us. And for me, it's not about a period. It's not about being born in this meat suit. I think a woman is who you are at a soul level. If you come in and you feel like you're a woman, even if you know your meat suit don't match up, that's who you are. And I love that Tamia actually came onto the panel and brought that perspective, because a lot of times that's something that we don't want to talk about uh, amongst ourselves as women. A lot of us don't want to hear it. A lot of us still believe in a lot of the societal norms that if you got a vagina and it bleeds, then that's it. But no, I believe a woman is a spiritual thing, a soul based thing. So, and everything else is just assignments, gender roles. But I'm going to put Angel in because this is one of the things that I and me we discuss all the time, um, to give perspective, and then I'll have Smack come on and talk about what she believes a woman is, because you are gender non-conforming, so you can give it from another point of view. So, Angel, you have the floor.
Hmm. Is a woman? I think a woman is someone who um, is resilient, strong. I think a woman is someone who embraces her femininity, even if it's not part of her swagger. Um, I think a woman is uh, someone who can be emotional and turn right around and be stern. That to me, this is such a hard question because we are such a wide range. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of something that if I said it, you couldn't really fit it into another gender. But the only thing that the only thing that I can really say is someone who embraces their femininity with strength, resilience, with emotion. Like I said, regardless of whether it's part of her swagger or not.
Thank you,
I'll
Angel.
leave it at
Okay,
that.
Vonda, what is a woman?
Well, for me, it's being your own truth, your own strength, being to express yourself in the way that you want to. Um, it's you know, it doesn't have to uh look one way. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people think because I dress like a boy, I want to be a man. Nah, that's not true at all. So for me, it's being able to live my life authentically as I am and changing, whether it means maybe changing some of the norms and the stereotypes that people have out here. Nothing in my heart says I want to be a man. I may dress like a boy. That doesn't mean that I'm confused. This is what makes me comfortable, but I still want to be the woman that I am, and which is living in my own truth, living in my own strength and self expression.
Very powerful, ladies. That was great. So this is our last queen we're going to reflect on. Michelle. Michelle. Oh my God. She has a lot of poise. I mean, I watched and I'm
Yes.
like, this lady is so powerful and she's not saying anything and you could feel her presence. Just like power in a body. And
I love how her head just high.
yes, it's high. Very, very high.
Yes.
Um so I'm going to play her video, but the question that from watching her, she made me ask myself, what kind of queen are you? I know what kind of queen I am. I got my crown on and my head is high. What kind of queen are you? So let me play this video from Michelle.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm a warrior queen. I have been a warrior queen. And being a warrior queen, what I have hit is I've been not black enough, too black, the only female in the room. We're not having doing people wanting to hear your voice and people seeing the things that I do and want to put me in a silo. I have spoken before groups of many women. Of all races. I have spoken before mostly white women. I've spoken in classrooms. I've been to the White House and talked with presidents. And what they do, people often they think I'm going to come in and well, okay. And yeah, I often come in with a girly look because that's me. And I am unapologetically me. And so, yeah, I might come in, but don't forget that I am a warrior queen.
Powerful. So, ladies, what kind of queens are you? Angel, what kind of queen are you after listening to
I
Michelle?
know. I gotta think of it. What kind of queen am I? I am a very strong, resilient, um, helpful, quiet queen, and I wear my crown with a touch of grace. Um, Not interested in being the face of the face on the package, being on the front line, but I do love being supportive. Um, I guess I'm kind of like, I wouldn't say warrior, but I guess I'm kind of like more of the nurturing, as we want to say, safe space queen. I just want everybody to be calm. I want everybody to know their truth. I want everybody to feel comfortable in their truth. And that's what makes my crown shine. So I don't know what wrapping it all up. I don't know exactly what kind of queen that would be, but I'm trying to think like of a good name. Like um,
Sound
I don't
like
know. I'm like a
love, like
mothering
a
queen.
loving queen.
I am a loving queen. We go back and forth on I am me because of my thing about my passion for safe spaces and feeling like you can get the most out of people as long as you give them a comfort and a safe zone. And that's my
Nurturing
whole
queen.
passion. That's my whole passion. So it's a what? I don't know.
Nurturing queen.
Yeah, that's me. I wouldn't. I would like to think that I'm a warrior, but it's not a external warrior. It's more of an internal warrior. But yeah, I guess so nurturing because I would love to provide the warrior spirit to other people. So if that's what they need to express, they can. But yeah, I'm more of a nurturing queen.
So since you were in the hot seat, Vonda, what kind
Hmm.
of queen when you meet Angel? What does she give off? What type of queen? I said nurturing, and I think that's what you are, the nurturer. You're the nurturing
Um,
queen.
I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know if my partner would say that, but I think that I am. I don't think
I
Stacey would say
feel
that I'm the nurturing queen, but
yeah, I feel like Angel is she's like she always has resources. And if she doesn't know the answer, she's got people in her network where she can get you the answer. So I feel like she's a helping queen, and that's why I say nurturing as well. She she cares about how you feel, and which I love that because a lot of women could care less about how you feel, but that's not Angel. And that's why I don't know if Angel sees that, but I see that in her. Um, especially when uh I remember a time I needed to know something and she had the connection and it had to do, it's almost like a social worker. I'm sorry, um, Angel, but you have resources and you don't mind giving out resources. You're not a gatekeeper. So I don't know
yeah.
what kind of queen that is, but that is what I see. And so I will put that in the nurturing. Nurturing comes in all kinds of levels, and helping people in our community. And when I say community, I'm not just talking about the LGBTQ, but all communities, especially Black communities.
No, thank you for that.
You're
All right,
welcome.
Vonda. What type of queen are you?
Oh. Well, me, I'm one of a kind, often imitated, but never duplicated. You'll never meet a queen like me. I don't know what type of label that you put on that. I am a leading. I like to lead. I don't like to follow. And I don't care what people think about me. And I'm a warrior. You know what I'm saying? So I wear a couple of different crowns. And sometimes my crown, tilts, but I got me a strong partner to help me put it back straight. So I don't know what kind of queen you call that, but I'm one of a kind. You'll never meet another one like me.
All right. So Angel, let's do the same for her. What when you know Vonda, what words would you use to describe what the type of queen she is?
Actually, I think she is a warrior queen. I think that she has no problem being on the front line for you. Um, no problem making sure your rights are protected. Your humanity is protected. Um, I've always known you to be a doer. I've never seen you sit back and let things happen. So I would definitely consider you a warrior queen.
Thank you so much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Um, because me and Vonda have a very intimate relationship, I think Vonda is a compassionate helper. Everybody sees warrior because she's on the front line, but she gets to the front because she cares and she wants to help everybody in the world. And I think if she could use a giant eraser to get rid of all the wrong things in the world, she would be up erasing everything. But no, she's a compassionate helper. And I think people don't really get to see it because they always see you standing, but they don't never see the conversations. They don't hear it. They don't see the true pain that you feel, um, and the passion, the compassion you have for everybody. So that's my view of the type of queen that you are.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right. So for me, what type of queen am I? Oh my God. I would consider myself the unstoppable muse queen. I'm busting through all doors. I'm breaking all boundaries. If you got a table I can't sit at, I'm flipping it and making while building my own. And I'm bringing my people with me. And if I see that you don't feel that you are up to par for the position, I'm going to give you the words that you need to get you there. So I feel like I'm the unstoppable muse. Um, and so I'm gonna give Angel a chance to go ahead on and tell me what kind of queen she think that I am.
I think that you are no nonsense, make it make sense, queen. Is that too long of a title?
I like that.
Um, it's
I
like
love
cut through the
that.
BS, make it make sense. What we gonna do? Let's do this. Um, you're a very passionate, go-getting queen. I'm just gonna label you the no nonsense queen. Um, you have a passion. You have you know, a want to help others. But you wanted to go ahead and have it. Let's stop talking about it and be about it, Comfort.
I can take that. I can see that. Thank you, Angel. All right, let's
Mm.
put Vonda up.
Oh Lord, I don't know if you ready for this, but um, I don't even know if it's. I say it like when I think of what kind of queen you are, I think of Rocky. I'm gonna be honest, because you've taken a lot of blows. You know what I'm saying? And you're still standing tall. You know what I'm saying? You're fierce. Like you don't take no ish. Like you said, you flipping tables. I mean, come on, look at Rocky. And you remember I remember this one scene in Rocky where Rocky was trying to help somebody and the person turned on him and went with a different promoter after Rocky had invested so much time. And so that's why I'm like, when I think about, I don't know if there's a queen name for that, but I guess it would be fighter. But I think of you as like Rocky Balboa. And even when Rocky couldn't fight anymore, he still went back into his community and gave back. And you continue to do that. You think I don't know, but I do see it, and especially what you shared with me today about someone in the community that's not even in this state and how you help people. um you're just fierce, like, and you're unapologetic about it. You don't care, and like you said, you're going to take your people with you, and you definitely do.
Wow, so y'all envision me the way I envision myself. Well,
I feel like this is like a little queen spinoff.
it
Yeah.
is a recap. It's just, the beauty of the recap is we get to see and show the audience how much you think you're watching, just for entertainment, but you're really learning. And these
Yeah.
queens call you forward and make you accountable for who you are and who you are not, and make you think about who you could become. Um,
Yes.
and that is one of the reasons why we wanted to collaborate and create this show, besides bringing together women from all diverse orientations, races, and backgrounds, just in case you didn't peep it. We have all kinds of queens on this show. So, with that being said, join us for Queens next Monday at 8 p.m. I will be the host for That Queens. All of the shows will have a different host with a topic that they selected. I will not release my topic tonight. Look out for the advertisement tomorrow. Continue to follow, like, and share House of Peach.
Chill.
If you have an Android phone, we do have the downloadable app. Apple is giving us a hard time. And as you heard tonight, I'm a fierce queen. I'm about to go and kick in the front doors of Apple because we need that app for the iPhone. And also follow, like, and share I Am Me Inc. And that app is also downloadable and available in both Android and Apple stores. So any final words, ladies, about Queens? Anything to get people to follow, like, and share, tune in? Um, what is it about Queens that you find so entertaining, and why someone else should just be a part of the movement?
I'm gonna
Thank
Uh,
say, oh, go ahead.
okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if you're a person who has been sitting there with that idea about a business, but you think you're not good enough, you need to tune into Queens, because you're gonna find yourself in you're gonna find yourself in one of the queens that are on the panel, and everyone who is on that panel is our business owners as well. I want to say that to any woman who is holding herself back from really fulfilling, taking herself to the next level. You need to tune into Queens. So set your timers, set your alarms. Mondays at 8 p.m. You can follow it everywhere. Plug Studio Network. It's on the IME page. It's on the House of Peach page. Or you can go on to YouTube and put in and Hop Empowering Women, and we come right up. And you can also tune into us on IG and
Angel.
and Twitch, right?
Yes.
Yeah, ditto. Well, ditto for all that. And I think that it's worth tuning in and watching Queens. You don't even have to be a queen or consider yourself a queen or even be a woman. I think that you're still going to get a lot of advice, a lot of resources, a lot of ideas, a lot of suggestions. You're going to maybe understand, other people's struggle and how they got to where they are. I think that you're going to listen to these ladies and you are going to find strength. If anything, they will provide strength. These are all queens, but their journeys are amazing. Um, just the fact that you have the different perspectives, uh, I say just open your mind, tune in. Um, because even if someone doesn't say something that you're thinking, they're going to say something that you need to think about.
Wow, that was powerful. So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna have a good night, and I'm just gonna leave y'all with some final words from my grandmother that she used to say to a lot of people that she would help. Don't let the little you stop the big you. Okay, y'all. With that being said, good night. See y'all next Monday at 8 p.m.
Good
for
night.
Queens. Bye.